Today I want to make a video similar to the last one that I made, but a little more geared towards beginners. And I want to talk about some of the problems with modern sports cards. And kind of rather than say problems, I want to say one of the conditions that come with modern sport cards. But today we're actually going to be talking about two different conditions, again, that comes with the modern sports card hobby. And we are going to be using this card as our example today, this 2018 Prism Luka Doncic. As you may know, this is a very popular card in the hobby, very prevalent, and as you're about to see, very common. So one of the two things we are going to talk about today is population. So as you see that word here, population, you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? The population of a card means how many of that particular card were sent to get graded. So again, this is the individual card. This, you will never really know how many were printed. There could be thousands, there could be hundreds of thousands, there could be millions. If it's not numbered, you will not know how many were made. The population kind of gives you an amount to gauge how many were made based on how many were submitted to a particular grading company. So for example, this is the base card right here. As you can see, there's nothing under it, which means that this is that base card that we were just looking at. There have been 36,000 sent to PSA. That means that this particular card right here graded, there are 36,000 PSA cards of this, which gives that a 36,000 population. There are almost 20,000 10s and 15,000 9s. So when we look at the PSA 10, we could see that the PSA 10 has a population of almost 20,000. So again, I just want to say that one more time. Population means how many of a particular card was sent to a particular grading company. So again, 20,000 of these cards were sent, and that gives it a pop 20K. So that's an indicator that you could use to show you how much supply is in the market. Supply and demand is how these cards sell, and that is one of the biggest indicators of supply, which is the population. So you could see that this is a very common card. There are over 35,000 of just this one graded. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the other ones that are graded as well. So part two, we are going to talk about parallels. Now that I think is a little bit more confusing than the population. So I just want to show you a quick example, not the Luka Doncic, just all together so you could see. So this is an awesome article by Sports Card Specialist. I'll link it down in the description. Go ahead and read it. So what a parallel is a different variation or a different color, basically, of the same card. So as you can see, this is the Joe Burrow, just has this silver back. This would be a parallel. It is the same exact card, but all it has is a green back. This would be an orange laser parallel. As you can see, the same card, just a different color back. So now when we go back to looking at the population of all these Luka Doncic cards, you could see after the base, these all have a little subtext below the name: black gold, blue ice, blue prism, blue shimmer. These are all parallel cards, which means they are just the same Luka card, just a different color. So here are a few examples, graded examples. This is one of the blue ice. Again, same card. This is the regular blue. Same card. This is the orange. So I hope that's easy for you to understand. So I'm just going to scroll down just so you can kind of see how many there actually are. And I'm going to give you the numbers on that. So there are actually 36 different parallel Luka Doncic Prism cards that are graded by PSA. So one more time, besides that base card, just a normal Chrome Prism, there are 36 basically different color that you have. There's a pink one, there's an orange one, there's a purple one, there's a red one. You know, there are 36 different shimmer, ices, waves, 36 different. When you add up this number right here, which is the total amount of them graded. So if you added up this 22, this 5,000, this 600, this almost 3,000, you get a total of 16,000 Luka Doncic graded parallel cards. Again, some selling as high as $30,000 almost for one individual card. This is one card out of almost 15 or out of over 15,000. Again, this is an example of just one card out of over 15,000. Same thing with this. So I talked a little more about these cards in my other video, but I just wanted to make a quick one for beginners, kind of explaining the difference between population and parallel and how that information can kind of be used to understand the prices and why some of this stuff is pretty mass produced and stuff like that. So if you are interested in hearing that a little bit more in depth, make sure to please check out that other video where I talked about the Luka Doncic Prism crisis. But I hope this was helpful to you at this time. So thank you very much.